Good evening, this is Viewpoint. I'm Zakir Jacob. After dilly-dallying for 6 full days, finally the Karnataka police have acted against the chief of the Muruga mutt, who is accused of child molestation and rape by 2 victims. The police were sitting on his case file, refusing to arrest him, even not questioning him or calling him for any kind of interrogation. They took him into custody finally yesterday. The pontiff was sent to judicial custody. His case came up before court today, and the court pulled up the police saying, "Why have you not even questioned the accused, not even once, since these accusations came to light?" He's now been sent to police custody till the 5th of September, but not without what transpired to be a full day of high drama in Chitradurga.
A dramatic late-night arrest at the Sri Muruga mutt in Karnataka's Chitradurga. 6 days after he was booked for raping 2 minors, the law has finally caught up with Lingayat Seer Muruga Sharanu. Under heavy security, he was presented before the magistrate court, which sent him to 14 days judicial custody.
People have all gathered here in a huge number as they heard this news of the seer being arrested, how the barricades in hundreds are being placed at DC Circle and at the multiple locations to ensure that the law and order situation is in place and no untoward incident takes place.
But the very next morning, he was rushed to the hospital after complaining of chest pain.
We have done ECG for Muruga Sharanu. Now it is showing some changes regarding myocardial infarction. Heart attack changes are there.
The excuses, though, fell flat. The seer was taken to the district court in a wheelchair, where he was remanded to police custody till the 5th of September.
You can see the vehicle is very much being parked in front of the court, and that's the entry gate that we're getting to see. There's a police vehicles too being parked right in front of the police. In fact, wanted his custody for 5 days, asked the court for it, and the court says without accused, how will a law even let you for a custody? So the accused will at any cost will have to be present in front of the court.
The seer is facing charges under the Prevention of Children Against Sexual Act and the Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Act because one of the victims is a Dalit. The 2 girls are aged 15 and 16 years. The seer is accused of beating them and sexually assaulting them for over 2 years with the help of a lady warden, a junior pontiff and other staff. The arrest came only after massive outrage against the Basavaraj Bommai government for not doing enough.
ಕಾನೂನು ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡ ನಡೀತದೆ. ಈ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತನಾಡುವುದು ಸರಿಯಲ್ಲ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ.
Many have blamed the political patronage the seer enjoyed across party lines for the police initially going slow on him. Given the Lingayat community's political clout in an election-bound state, most parties have either maintained silence on the issue or come out in support of the seer.
However big or low a person may be, the offence POCSO law is very clear. I was not happy that many political parties, even our own president, Congress President Mr. Kumar said, he's a noble person.
So will the seer's clout come in the way of a free and fair probe in the case?
So let's take you through what exactly happened at the district court today in the afternoon, where the seer was remanded to police custody. The police custody was given by the court primarily because the court found it bizarre that the police had not called him in for questioning even once after the registration of the FIR, which happened last Friday. The police have been ordered by the court to ensure that proper medical care is given to the seer. Remember, after he was remanded to judicial custody late last night, this morning, he said he complained of chest pain and he was shifted to a local hospital. Also, the court has gone on to say that hospitalization is now required only if his health condition worsens. So this predominant feeling or suspicion that he was using his worsening health as some kind of a ruse or an excuse to avoid going to police lockup or to jail, that the court has negated as well. Let me now go across to Harish Padhyay, who's joining us live from Bengaluru. Ritu is also joining us from the Muruga mutt in Chitradurga. Harish, first things first, I want to talk about the political ramifications. For whatever reason, the Karnataka police knows best. They took a whole week to arrest this gentleman. But now, does it seem like the political ranks seem to have closed against the Lingayat Swami? Because the facts of the case, as it was placed in the public domain, simply were too staggering to be ignored.
Absolutely. Yet you do not have anyone coming out and criticizing him. All that we've seen is nobody is batting for him or supporting him. Even now the Chief Minister and the Home Minister are saying that there will be an impartial probe, not criticizing the Swamiji, not openly backing these girls, two victims who are minors. And what has happened over the last 7 days and especially over the last 10 hours or so clearly indicates that this man still enjoys a lot of clout. Imagine the top health officer in the district and the whole health administration over there came out on record, lied that this man was serious, he was in the ICU, he possibly suffered a cardiac attack, and then a few hours later the court puts its foot down saying you have to produce him before the magistrate, we haven't seen him, and only then can we talk further. And the man walks into a police jeep without any oxygen mask, any health monitoring device, and then walks out to the magistrate hall, and clearly showing that over the last 10 hours, everyone from his medical team to the district health officer, the surgeon and others lied on record about his health, and they were making all preparations to shift him, airlift him in fact from Chitradurga to Bengaluru, and this only raises a larger question. If he can influence so much while he is in police custody, in judicial custody, beg your pardon, behind bars, imagine the kind of clout that he enjoyed over the last 6 days while he was in this mud, which is also a crime scene. And then what he can do in the coming few days, whether it's the eyewitnesses, the accused, the family members, with the evidence, and this could be one serious ground for the police to ensure that he doesn't get a bail anytime soon. Also, there is a fear that if anyone raises this point in the High Court or the Supreme Court, the state government and the state police will have a lot of questions for which they won't have answers, and many believe that's a solid ground to seek a court-monitored probe.
All right, let me also go across to Ritu. She was there at the district court in Chitradurga, which heard this case earlier this afternoon. What did the court say, particularly about the police's role, and why has the court remanded him to the same police custody, the same police which was reluctant to act against him for the last 6 days?
So yes, first of all, the arrest comes after the pressure that was being mounted from the protesters and the activists, and you see there were been continuously slogans that were raised in the Chitradurga demanding for a justice. They said that they won't be stopping in this protest until unless justice is not served to these minor girls, because they are, is the police scared that the seer, who holds a very significant role here and is a very powerful mutt as well. So is that because of a fear that the police officials have, and there's a pressure too from the state government on police? So why is there no action? These were the slogans that were being raised from the protesters, and after all that, you see the arrest was being made at around 10:30 p.m. and was being taken for the medical examination. For almost 2 hours the examination took place, but all of a sudden 9:30 a.m. is when we get to see a different angle to this whole story, where he says that he is having a cardiac issue and chest pain, throat pain, back pain. So these were the health issues that he had put out to the police, and the police then had rushed him to the Chitradurga government hospital, where he was going for a was undergoing the treatment. He also took medical test as well for all that he had complained. But yes, the court specifically had mentioned the police that now that he's been given to the police for 3-day custody, the police will have to ensure that his medical test happens every day. So this is one crucial point that the judge had made it to the police and have told police to ensure about it. But apart from that, the judge also told that his condition in physically that he was that he had appeared in front of the court, he looks all fine. The judge also looked up to the report of the doctor from the legal side of the seer, who submitted this report saying that he is in a critical condition and cannot move from there. So these were the things that had taken place within the court.
All right. I want to thank both Harish and Ritu for joining